La Belle Dame Sans Mercy is actually a poem by Jhon Keats. This poem was written in 1819 and is a ballad style narrative. Here's a line by line explanation of the poem. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms? This opening line sets the stage for the following narrative. As the speaker addresses a knight and asks what troubles him, the poem begins with a question addressing a knight who appears to be in distress. The speaker wants to know what is troubling the knight. The knight is a key figure in the poem's story. Alone and palely loitering, the knight is described as being alone and wandering aimlessly. The word palely suggests that he looks unwell or ghostly. There are the opening lines of the poem, setting the scene and introducing the mysterious distressed knight. The poem continues to unfold as the knight tells his tale of encountering a beautiful, otherworldly woman, La Belle Dame Sans Mercy, who ultimately leaves him in a state of desolation and despair. The poem explores themes of love, beauty, and the destructive power of enchantment. In the line so haggard and so woebegone, the speaker observes that the knight appears haggard and sorrowful, expressing concerns for his well being. The squirrel's granary is full. In this line, the speaker contrasts the knight's troubled state with the abundance of nature, using the image of a squirrel's full granary to highlight the knight's desolation. Despite the knight's despair, the natural world seems to be thriving. The squirrel's granary is stocked with food, suggesting abundance in nature, and harvests done. In this line, the harvest is a symbol of completion and abundance, and it is over. Further emphasize the knight's sense of loss and emptiness. In the line, I see a lily on thy brow, the speaker notices a lily on the knight's forehead. This image suggests purity but also hints at death and decay as the lily wilts quickly. With anguish moist and fever dew, the lily on the knight's brow is described as being wet with tears of anguish and the feverish sweat of distress. And on thy cheek a fading rose. In this line, the speaker observes a fading rose on the knight's cheeks, symbolizing both beauty and transience. This imagery suggests that the knight's experiencing a decline or loss of vitality. Fast withereth too. In the line, the fading rose is further described as wilting or withering quickly, mirroring the knight's own decline. In the next line, I met a lady in the meads. The speaker recounts an encounter with a lady in a meadow, indicating a shift in focus to a different character in the poem. Full beautiful, a fairy's child. In this line, the lady is described as being both beautiful and having an otherworldly quality, comparing her to a child of the fairies or fairies. Her hair was long, her foot was light. In this beautiful line, the lady is characterized by her long hair, graceful steps, suggesting her charm and allure. And in the next line, and her eyes were wild. The lady's eyes are described as being wild, implying a sense of unpredictability or untamed passion. I made a garland for her head. The speaker crafts a wreath or garland to adorn the lady's head, an act of affection or admiration, and bracelets too, and fragrant zone. The speaker also gives the lady bracelets and a fragrant belt or sash, further expressing their admiration and desire to please her. She looked at me as she did love. The lady gazes at the speaker with an expression that suggests affection or love. This moment builds romantic tension in the narrative. And in the next line, and made sweet moan, this phrase, made sweet moan, implies that the lady expressed her desires or longings, perhaps in a tender and alluring manner. I set her on my pacing steed. The speaker places the lady on a horse, indicating a gesture of protection or offering her a place of honor. And nothing else saw all day long. The speaker becomes fixated on the lady and can only see her throughout the entire day, implying a consuming infatuation. For sidelong would she bend and sing a fairy song. The lady leans towards the speaker, singing a song resembling the fairy's enchanting melody. This further emphasizes her otherworldly qualities and her ability to captivate the speaker. She founds me roots of relish sweet. The lady begins the speaker sweet and enjoyable roots or herbs, symbolizing her ability to provide pleasure and satisfaction, and honey wild and manna dew. The lady also offers the speakers honey and a dew like substance called manna, continued the theme of nourishing and delightful sustenance. And sure in language, strange, she said. In this line, the lady speaks to the speaker in an unfamiliar and mysterious language, further highlighting her allure and beautiful nature. I love thee true. In this line, the lady proclaims her love for the speaker in a sincere and genuine manner, finally revealing her feelings. She took me to her elfin grot. In the line, the lady leads the speaker to her magical or fairy like cave, a hidden sanctuary away from the mortal world. And there she wept and sighed full sore. In the line, inside the grot, the lady weeps and sighs heavily, suggesting she may be burdened by her emotions or some hidden sorrow. In the next line, and there I shut her wild eyes. The speaker responds to the lady's distress by gently closing her eyes, symbolizing comfort and intimacy. In the next line, and there she lulled me asleep. The lady then soothes the speaker, causing them to fall asleep, evoking a sense of tranquility and surrender. While asleep, the speaker experiencing a disturbing dream or vision expressing foreboding or impending doom. So, in the line, the latest dream I have dreamt, on the cold hillside, the speaker emphasizes that this is the most recent dream they have ever had, and it takes place on a cold hillside, potentially foreshadowing a grim outcome. I saw pale kings and princes too. In the dream, the speaker encounters pale and lifeless kings and princes, suggesting death or decline in power or authority. In the line, pale warriors, death pale were they all. In this line, the warriors in the dream are pale and sickly looking, highlighting their mortality and vulnerability. In the line, they cried, La belle dame sans mercy, hath thee in thrall. The pale figures in the dream cry out that the speaker is under the spell of La belle dame sans mercy, implying that the lady from earlier has enchanted and ensnared them. I saw their starving lips in the gloom. The speaker notices the parched and famished lips of the figures in the twilight of gloaming, indicating their sufferings and deprivation. The warning signs become evident as the figures open their mouth wide in menacing manner, suggesting a sense of danger and menace. And I awoke and found me here on the cold hillside. The speaker abruptly awakens from the dream, realizing they are back on the cold hillside where the dream took place. This further underscores a sense of foreboding or realization of their predicament, and this is why I sojourn here alone and palely loitering. The speaker explains that they have remained in this desolate place, feeling alone and aimlessly drifting as a result of their encounter with the lady. Thou, the sedge is withered from the lake, and no birds sing. The sedge has withered from the lake. This line refers to the sedge, a type of grass that has dried up and dried near a lake. It may symbolize a loss of vitality or life. And no birds sing. The absence of bird song further emphasizes the desolation of the scene. Nature appears to be silent and lifeless. The final lines depict a barren and lifeless landscape with the sedge, a type of plant, withered, and the absence of bird song. This image conveys a sense of bleakness and loss as a consequence of the speaker's involvement with La Belle Dame Sans Mercy.